My name is Lori Cunniff, and I'm with Environmental Protection, and I'm going to talk to you about the sampling results from the wells. So onto the potable well sampling. You can go to the next slide. I'd just like to explain the maps that you've seen out in the hallways, and then also tell you what the next steps are. So go to the first map. Okay, this shows all the sites that are going to be sampled. You can see the ones that are in purple. Those are the ones that are starting to be sampled now. There are still about 200 homes that are being sampled. There have been, the ones in orange are the ones that have been sampled already. There's about 112, I think is the number on that. And anybody of, you can hardly see that yellow area, but that's the Bithlo rural area that we've shown there. Okay, on to the next site, talk about what we actually found. Okay, you can see there's two red dots. Those are sites that we found lead contamination in the drinking water. We are working with those folks to go ahead and resample and confirm that those are actual problems. The next one. Okay, and then these are the purple spot down towards the bottom. That is TCE. It was found in a shallow well, and we are going back to resample on that one as well. And then also the red spot, that is benzene, and that one is being resampled as well. When they go back and resample, they confirm, and then if it's found out that it is actual contamination, then we'll work with those homeowners, like on the benzene, to get some type of treatment system out there. Okay, and then on to the next one. This is the one I find interesting, and I wanted to share with you. This is not the raw water coming out of the ground, but this is the sampling of those wells after it went through treatment at your homes. So in other words, you might have had a softener or a chlorinator or some type of filtration system. And a lot of times what will happen is, and I won't go into a lot of detail on this because I do have some experts coming up, but when you chlorinate your water, for example, it combines with the organics that occur naturally in your water, and it forms what's called trihalomethanes, and those can be bad for your health. But there are ways, and we have some experts that will be coming up next, and I'll introduce them in a minute, to talk about how you can maintain your wells and a little bit more about water quality. But this is an issue that we'll need to work on together. Okay, the next slide. So as I told you, we're working on going ahead and getting the rest of the sampling done. That's starting up now. If your house has been sampled already, you should have received a letter by now from us. It did have all the data attached with it. If you haven't, it's probably in the mail on its way to you. If you have any problems understanding anything that is in that letter, I have staff here tonight. Could I ask everybody from EPD to raise your hand just so they can see where you are? Feel free to ask any of us questions about that, and we'll help you out. What we showed you tonight are the primary drinking water standards. Those are the health hazards. We did not talk about the secondary drinking water standards. That's the iron. We also have results for those if you want those. Those are ones that are secondary, and they relate to taste, odor, and color. I mentioned we're working with the 4 owners that we found contamination in their wells, and we'll address that. And then we're working on an education campaign for well maintenance. And so in addition to the literature that we have out front, and I encourage you to pick some of that out, there's a good question and answer sheet that will probably answer a lot of questions. And there's also specific information on contaminants. But here tonight, I have David Hanna, and he's with the Florida Rural Water Association, and he's going to be talking about well maintenance. And then I also have Tim Bruder from American Water Works Association, and he'll talk a little bit more on water quality. So these gentlemen are experts. But after you hear this presentation, if you think you still want to learn more about how to maintain your well, get with any of my staff, the ones that raise their hand, or any staff for that matter, and let us know, and I will go ahead and arrange to do another either evening class or a Saturday class to come out and get into more details if you're interested in that.